Hey guys, it's Hink here. And so today I have a very important topic. Everybody wants to get bigger. Well, one of the ways you can get bigger is actually by the foods that you eat. And this isn't like
Well, if you eat omega-3s, you'll improve your heart health.
I mean like things that you can actually eat basically today that are going to make a tangible difference as far as the size of your erect D and even flaccid D, larger load size, and even increase your libido. And it's based on real science. We're going to break that down today. So guys, to start, erection quality is the key to size, period. It's the key to your flaccid size. It's also the key to your erect size. We want to have foods that are going to increase actual nitric oxide, which, guys, you can see in this nitric oxide pathway. Basically, nitric oxide is what leads to the actual smooth muscle relaxation, which allows to erections, which allows for you to also hang more flaccid. What are some foods that can do that? Well, number one is going to be melons like watermelon. So watermelon is high in citrulline. It contains about 250 milligrams of citrulline per cup. Now, the problem with some of these things, like we're going to discuss with watermelon, is that you would have to eat 4 cups of watermelon just to get about like 1,000 milligrams of citrulline, guys. What is the range that I typically recommend people take citrulline at? Typically between 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams. So in order to actually get the same amount of just citrulline as you would get in 1 scoop of Vigor, you would have to eat 3.1 kilograms of watermelon. Guys, that's a lot of watermelon. Like that's just not feasible. That's like 6.8 pounds of watermelon. So as you're going to see, there's certain foods that it just doesn't make sense to eat in the raw, and it makes more sense with supplements. But watermelon is going to be key. I also love watermelon because it is a very like high volume, low calorie. So if you were trying to get shredded like Hink is right now, then you want to eat these low calorie, high volume foods that are going to help to keep you shredded, okay? And it's also very good with as far as its water content, so it's going to keep you hydrated. Being hydrated is key to good erection quality. When you are dehydrated, your body literally releases a substance called angiotensin, and angiotensin literally causes your blood vessels to tighten up or constrict, which is counterintuitive for your erection quality. So watermelon is, though it's not the most efficient means to do it, it is a great way to increase your erection quality and overall health. So next is going to be beets. Beets are great because they are a different form of nitrates. The nitrates actually go into the nitric oxide pathway. Now, when you're talking about like citrulline, arginine, for people that have herpes, whether it be oral or genital herpes, the arginine pathway can actually sometimes, in some people, trigger breakouts. So if you're prone to herpes breakouts and you want to maximize your nitric oxide, then you want to do beets. Beets and like that nitrate pathway is not as efficient as citrulline as far as increasing your nitric oxide, but it is still a very good option. Likewise, guys, leafy greens are going to be high in nitrates. I love leafy greens because number one, more nitrates equals more nitric oxide equals better erections, better flaccid hang, but also leafy greens are another very high volume, low calorie food. When I'm trying to get shredded, I will eat like an entire head of lettuce. And that way I am stuffed by the time I finish a lettuce or cabbage, especially steamed cabbage with like garlic salt on it is actually quite delicious for me. It fills me up. It helps with my nitric oxide pathway. It's high in fiber, which is good for digestion, also keeps you full longer. And it's literally going to help you get shredded, guys. So leafy greens, certainly high up there. So next is going to be flavonoid-rich foods. And you're probably thinking, like, what, Hink? Flavonoids are basically these plant-based compounds that are high as far as their anti-inflammatory effects. They can help reduce your LDL cholesterol. They're part of the nitric oxide synthase pathway, and they help with your actual endothelial cell health, okay? What they found, like in this paper here, is that especially if you have the habitual intake of these flavonoid-rich foods, that you can actually improve your erection quality and you have decreased rates of erectile dysfunction. Things like berries, citrus fruits, green teas, dark chocolate, and onions, especially red onions, are all rich in flavonoids. Now, the flavonoids themselves are good for actual erectile function, but I do think it's important that when you're looking at this group in general, it's not like you supplementing with a bunch of flavonoids is going to lead to an immediately better erection that night, but it is an indicator of a more healthy food intake over time because it's a very plant-based, plant-rich diet. So these types of things can help, but they might be worth considering. Guys, this is one of my sleeper favorites, but actually garlic. So garlic is, especially when you can have high concentrations of something called allicin, that substance itself is very good at increasing blood flow and leading to things like vasodilation, and can actually get better erections with that. But especially, guys, when we're talking about things like fermented garlic. So Callie's going to put up 2 papers here both of which talk about the massive benefits of fermented garlic, especially as far as the nitric oxide components and how it leads directly to better erection quality, guys. So garlic and fermented garlic, very high. This isn't a tier list, but they would be up there as far as the tier list. So guys, next we're going to be talking about ways that you can increase your libido, foods that you can eat. Now, this one in particular, when we're talking about libido, there are some extremely potent supplements that can dramatically improve libido. This is not the same for actual foods. These foods can help, but they're not nearly the quality of the supplements. Now, if you want me to make a supplement list, like maca, horny goat weed, like a list and go through basically what are going to be the most and least effective at improving things like erection quality or libido, testosterone, let me know and I'll make those videos. So let me know in the comments. Number one is going to be oysters, okay? So it's not just an old wives' tale that oysters can increase libido. They actually have some ingredients like omega-3s and especially their zinc content. They're very high in zinc. Zinc is essential in testosterone production and in actually sperm and semen production, as well as oysters contain certain amino acids that can also help with improving desire. So I think oysters are good. Dark chocolate, once again, is rich in those flavonoids, which can help with desire and libido. And nuts, nuts in general, I think tree nuts in particular, I think are okay. They can help, but this is more of a longer term thing. You're not going to eat a handful of cashews and like be ready to rock and roll, if you know what I mean. But they're high in essential fatty acids. They're high in zinc, so they can supplement things like healthy hormone production. That's more of a generic one, guys. I think the main one is going to be oysters. But once again, guys, nothing like actual tangible supplements, okay? Pound for pound, the best thing that you can do if you want a bigger D is lose weight, okay? It's just true, guys. Like, I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying this, but even recently, I went from about 215 and now I'm down to 205. I'm not quite like, oh my God, Hink is out of his mind shredded. But for me, for being an over 40-year-old man, like I'm pretty freaking lean. And as a result, my fat pad has decreased dramatically. My D visibly looks much bigger. Since I've lost the weight, it hasn't like gotten bigger. So it's important to talk about the foods that can help you lose weight. Okay, this is going to be a short section. Don't skip over it. Okay, it's going to be important because once again, guys, the smaller the plate is, the bigger the steak on the plate or the bigger the meat is going to look. So we already talked about many of these, but leafy greens, guys, I can't stress this enough. Leafy greens will keep you full. They're healthy for you. They're full of minerals and vitamins. They're full of fiber that's going to keep you full longer, and you can eat a large volume and actually get full. It's very helpful for losing weight. Of course, guys, lean proteins. Protein is also going to help you feel full and is essential for preserving the muscle mass you have to help you lose weight. And guys, yerba mate tea, and I've said this before, so you guys have probably heard of Ozempic. Ozempic works along the glucagon-like peptide 1 pathway or GLP-1 pathway. Some of the yerba mate acts on that GLP-1 pathway, and you can see like in this paper here that you can actually have better insulin resistance and even increased weight loss when you supplement with yerba mate. So if you're trying to have something to help out with that fat loss pathway, you can consider that. What about you want to shoot bigger loads? You want to shoot some ropes, okay? Well, I actually have some foods that can be quite effective in this. Eggs are rich in something that's called lecithin. So I believe it's either Greek or Latin for yolk is actually lecithin. That's where the actual name comes from. You might have seen products like our Virility product that is very good for increasing semen volume. It has sunflower lecithin in it for exactly that reason. You have to keep in mind that one egg contains about 0.6 grams of lecithin. So in order to get an actual active amount, you're going to have to be eating multiple eggs. And you have to keep in mind that you have to be eating the egg yolk, which tends to be high in cholesterol, high in calories. So if you're trying to lose weight, you might want to be careful slamming egg yolks just to have a bigger load. But it will absolutely increase your load size. Another is celery seed, guys. So I'm not talking about stalks of celery, which is very good. It's very low calorie, high volume, so it'll help you lose weight, but it's not going to help you shoot a bigger load. You need the actual celery seeds. I don't know how many people just go around like, crushing celery seeds, but in particular, the celery seed extract can help to increase your volume. So if you eat just celery seeds, it will do the same. In order to get about 500 milligrams of celery seed extract, which is the important part of it, you would have to literally eat 5 grams of whole celery seed. Once again, this isn't the most effective ways to get that. Similarly is sunflower lecithin. So we talked about lecithin from egg yolk, but there's also sunflower lecithin. You can actually get sunflower lecithin by eating actual sunflower seeds. Specifically, these need to be from European sunflowers. And once again, guys, this isn't the most effective thing. You would have to eat about 100 grams of sunflowers in order to get about 0.3 grams of sunflower lecithin. So you're eating a lot of sunflowers, and sunflowers actually are pretty high in calories. Nuts are actually a pretty calorie dense food, guys. That's why I don't recommend people eat nuts if they're trying to lose weight. I know you're not here for my fitness content, but I'm just saying, people think that like almonds and cashews and stuff are good for weight loss. They're actually not. And last is going to be pumpkin seeds, okay? In particular, pumpkin seed extract is very potent at doing multiple things. Like in this study here, you can see it increases sperm count, it increases sperm volume, it increases sperm motility, sperm viability, and normal sperm morphology. So it can be very potent at increasing your seminal volume. So guys, in closing, you have some real world foods that you can eat, dietary changes that you can do today that are going to help with your erection quality, they can help with your libido, and they can help with your load size, and they can help you lose weight to make you literally have more of a visible penis. So what are my favorites from this list? Well, for erection quality, it's going to be definitely the leafy greens, because I think they help with losing weight, and they help with healthy digestion, and they help with erection quality, and can even help with things like load size. The eggs for the lecithin, and I just happen to really like the way eggs taste, especially things like soft-boiled eggs. I put them in my ramen. And oysters, guys. I just love oysters. So if I can get a libido boost from it, some zinc boost from it, I'm going to take it. So let me know what you guys think. That's my list. Let me know what I missed, if there's anything that I should add. And if I need to, if there's enough comments, I'll certainly make another like 2.0 list. And once again, if you want me to make these lists going through actually like step by step, like these are the different supplements, and I'm not talking about like, oh, for Nerf Health Shield. I mean in general, like citrulline versus arginine, and like, you know, break down the actual supplements. Let me know and I'll make a separate video on that. Remember, there's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but you are enough just as you are. And if you do want to get bigger from something that's not just a supplement, and you actually want to increase your penile tissue, of course, guys, my course is live. It's in the description. I put on over 1.5 inches. In a little over 3 years, you could do the same based on real science, okay? So if you're interested, check it out. But until the next one, guys, peace and love.
Dr. Hink got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your wealth, yeah. In his office, no stealth, yeah.